So then another question I get. Okay, so I'm turning my horse around and he wants to look to the outside. Okay? So say we've gone back and we've gotten this horse to where he rides pretty decent, and then when he goes to this turnaround, he wants to look to that outside. So this one doesn't. But what I would do is I want to be able to apply some pressure with this inside leg, and if I have to, I'm going to just bump these bridle reins until he starts to learn, just like the direct rein here. I mean, when we put the snaffle on him the first ride, he didn't understand how to take that pull from this inside rein. So we just took our time and we worked with him. Unfortunately, we can't draw on the outside quite like we can just hold and wait with this inside rein. And so what I want to try to do is I just want to try and get him to start thinking about the direction that I'm asking him to go. So if I want him to think about going to the left, I don't know how much inside leg I would need. Some of these horses, none at all, to get started. But I just want to take these bridle reins and I just want to pull the bridle rein up a little bit, and I just want that to start to mean to look to the outside, or to the inside, I'm sorry. And I don't even necessarily need them to move their feet. It's actually better if they stand here. So as I go along, I'm gonna use these bridle reins, and I'm just gonna draw them up in a fashion that there's a bit of a rhythm. And then if they don't want to get off of it, then as I keep going, they're going to run into more pressure. And so if he wants to stand here, I'm just going to bump him a little bit until I can get him to start looking around. So right here, I want to pick up on him, and I'm going to see if I can keep his feet solid. And this is something I do a lot when I'm riding along and I don't have a lot to do, or I'm standing someplace and I'm watching, and I'm trying to get this horse to think about looking right and left. And it would be no different than you guys standing around and flexing your horses. I see lots of that. I see lots of people flex their horse this way and that way, and it's great. So when I get them in this bridle, I'm going to say, I want you to leave your feet right here, and I want you to start to look where I'm going to go. And it starts off small, like I just want them to start looking. And then pretty soon, I'm going to see how far I can get them to look. And so I'm holding my leg on him a little bit because he's kind of wanting to move around, and I just want to see to what extent I could get this horse to look over here. And there's really not much to it, except you just need to have, to me, you need to have that cadence, and you need to have this kind of feel of that rein coming across their neck. Because if we don't give him the slack to make it, see, when he looks to the left, see, he's going to need slack, because if I just draw on him right here, he's going to need slack to make it. So that's where the cadence and the rhythm comes in. And so right in here, I'm going to say, there, look over that way. And that's where he finds that release. Look over that way. And to get him started, I mean, I wouldn't care if you took a carrot and you fed him a carrot or a treat on each side. With him, he seemed to be content with me just kind of petting him. But just this release, and just saying, hey, good job. And I do it fairly rapid because I do it a lot and I'm used to it. But just take your time, and what we're trying to get, or I'm trying to get this horse is the outside bump on this bridle. We're going to teach him to look that way, because we no longer want to use this inside rein. And this inside rein, nipping that inside rein, that'll get you through the reining, it'll get you through the cutting, but where it won't get you through is this fence work or the roping or things like that. When you have to get over there and you have to draw over their neck, and they don't understand how to come off that outside pull, that's when it shows. That's when we see horses hang up on the fence, miss the cow, any number of things. So then when I have him where he wants to look to this inside, see, I'm not going to let him turn. A lot of times the turnaround can become a punishment for a lot of horses. But as you see, once I get him in a position where he is comfortable putting his head and neck, I'm going to let the release be, okay, you can turn around. There, so he wants to turn around. So I'm just going to let him turn around on his own here. So as you can see, he's starting to look to that outside just a tick. So I want him to start to look to this inside. There we go. So now as he has a good pattern in that turnaround, I'm able to take that bump that we used right here, and without upsetting his pattern in the turnaround, I'm gonna just bump him if I want to. See, there he goes. He softened in that neck and he looked to that inside, and then you saw that inside hind leg hopefully have a little more bend to it. There he goes. There, so that's his release. And this is easy for him. There we go. I like that decent. He kind of finished to the outside a little bit. So I'm just going to say, no, it's all right. Just think about this right here. Okay? So, and he shouldn't feel upset. He shouldn't feel like he got drilled on. Hopefully he feels like that wasn't that hard, and he would like to get this head and neck down here, and he would like this back and everything to stretch and feel good. And he shouldn't feel anxiety, hopefully, when he's stepping in that turnaround.